Hey everybody! Justin Cena here. How's it going? I typically make videos about e-commerce and Shopify and Facebook ads, but I want to show you something I've been working on, and I want to show you how I made over $41,000 in profit selling Pokemon and sports cards. And in this training, I'm going to go over why this is the best possible time to get into Pokemon and sports cards. I'm going to tell you why I love the business, and then I'm going to jump right into it. I'm going to show you 17 of the exact strategies that I use to make money in this business. There's so many different ways to make money. There's 17 different ways at least to make money in this business. I'll show you some examples of each of those, and I'm going to show you behind the scenes. I'm going to show you some of the best buys and sells, some of the ways that I make money on my way up to that $41,000 in profit just over the past 6 months. I'll talk about startup, ongoing costs, and I'll talk about what you need to get started. But before that, if this is the first time you're seeing any of my videos, and I have a bunch of different training videos about making money online, this is just another vertical here, right? Making money online with Pokemon and sports cards. But I'm an e-commerce entrepreneur. I have multiple 7-figure brands. I've coached over 600 students to success stories. I'm Instagram verified, TV, press appearances, all that great stuff. Been training people on how to make money online for a long time. So why is it the right time right now? Well, sports and Pokemon cards are absolutely booming. And this is not a new business or anything like that. Of course, cards have been around for a long time, but since March 2020, right around when the pandemic hit, the interest in this exploded, and it's really kind of been trending upwards for the past 3 years. And this is mostly driven by social media, right? You could open packs online, you could open boxes online on live stream, watch people do it. There's a lot of great content on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. You could trade with people worldwide. Pretty much every card is accessible 24/7 because of social media. And what happens with all of this interest? Well, of course, prices start to skyrocket. You see over here, a new record was hit just a couple of weeks ago, $220,000 the Rapper Logic spent on a first edition Charizard PSA 10. Right, probably the most important and most valuable Pokemon card out there, definitely the most popular. $220,000 just for this one card, and the market keeps climbing, and it's because influencers and celebrities and rappers, and it's becoming kind of popular again to not only get into Pokemon for nostalgia, but to get into it for investment sake. You see Logan Paul over here did a huge amount of social media, a huge YouTube live stream, hit 2 million people, probably more now at this point in terms of watching the replays, opening up a box of first edition Pokemon. You see he pulled the first edition Charizard over here, that same card that was graded PSA 10 for $220,000. You see trader Chris Camillo, $375,000 spent, this is just a couple days ago, on a first edition sealed booster box, the same one that was opened over here. All right, so we're talking about huge amounts of money, and of course not every card, not every deal is going to be worth even a fraction of this amount, but I'm talking about the upside here. And you know, big players are in the sports spaces. Of course, Gary Vee, if you watch anything in terms of online trainings, you're going to know who Gary Vee is. He's been into sports cards. Over here, it's looks like Cristiano Ronaldo, rookie card is graded 10 out of 10 PSA, right? He knows that this has been a nice investment opportunity for a while. So it's a nice way to flip, make some money. It's also a nice way to do it long term. And of course, it's way more than just Pokemon cards. The Giannis rookie that sold for $1.812 million just in the end of September 2020. This is happening right now. The market is only getting bigger. The prices are only getting higher. It's really crazy. New records are broken all the time. This was $1.812 million. Over here, $1.845 million for the LeBron. This is rated 9.5 out of 10. Autograph rookie. Close to $2 million just for this card. Again, we're not talking about $2 million cards. That's not the business that I run either. But there's just a lot of money to be made. And talking about the demand, right? You see this article. Have you found cards at retail? If so, you're lucky. Retail basically means like Walmart or Target. And the bottom line is you might even see people over there camping out. Not overnight, but they'll try to get there early before the stock comes out, and they'll go and buy every single piece of Pokemon card and sports cards that's out there because they know there's so much profit to be made just in terms of flipping unopened boxes. So it's hard to even find this product nowadays, and you see prices exploding just over the past couple of days. We're talking about even low-grade PSA 3, right? That's 3 out of 10 selling for close to $500. You have a PSA 8 selling for $2,200. These might be cards that you used to have as a kid or that you might even still have in your closet, right? We're not talking about small amounts of money. There's a lot of money to be made and a lot of different ways to do it. And this is actually just a recent screenshot from one of the videos that I made in terms of one of my training courses, just kind of showing what I've been doing. And, I've definitely been spending a lot of time trying to accumulate Charizards, get them graded, because it's just a great way to make a lot of money. The bottom line is this business is profitable from top to bottom. The distributors or the wholesalers, they're running out of product immediately. Stores are desperately trying to get more product. They sell out almost instantly. Box breakers online, they get massive amounts of products, cases upon cases, and they sell out quickly as well. Grading companies are at full capacity. Singles, traders, flippers like myself, making lots of money. Everyone's making a lot of money. Everyone's having a lot of fun because it's a hobby and it's a business at the same time. And one of the reasons why I love this business is that I just love making money online. It falls into the criteria in terms of the type of businesses that I want to run. You can run them anytime, anywhere, basically just from your phone. I also love sports cards. I love Pokemon cards. I love nostalgia. If you fall into any of those categories, if you like hot investments, if you like having like a community of people, similar people in the business that are both hobby and kind of business minded, you get all of that in this business. And it's a really great opportunity out there right now. The most incredible part is that there are so many different ways to make money in this business. And I'm going to show you 17 different ways to make money with sports cards and Pokemon cards. And there's really just an incredible amount of kind of variation when it comes to how you want to attack this business. But let's start out first by breaking down the type of person that you may be in the sports and Pokemon world, right? So at the very forefront of people, there are people in the sports and Pokemon card world who just want to collect, right? Those are going to be mostly your customers, right? So that's obviously a very important part. You're probably not going to fall into that. Now, you may also collect, like I like collecting as well. And there's ways to kind of combine all these things together. But there's going to be predominantly your customers who are people who buy to collect. Okay, then you're going to have people who buy cards with the intention of getting them graded and then reselling them, right? Graded cards, basically send them out to a grading company. They authenticate it. They give it a grade based on the condition, and really great condition and really high grade cards can be worth 10 times worth an ungraded version. So obviously you see the business model there. You buy cards, you get them graded, and then you resell them. Now there are other people who buy, let's say, things like collections or boxes or packs, right? Or special edition boxes in the Pokemon space, right? People, and these would be people, I would fall into this category predominantly, right? People who buy collections and piece them out to resell, right? You're buying stuff in a big quantity, you're selling individually, right? You might be known as a singles trader or a singles dealer, singles being just one card at a time. There's also people who are just in this for the investment, right? People who buy to hold and then eventually resell, right? It's like the stock market, right? Some people are kind of day trading, short term. Other people are long term. And in this instance, this would be, let's say you buy a PSA 10 Charizard. Or let's say, in a real life example, let's say you bought one 5 years ago for, I don't know, maybe $3,000. And now today you could sell it for $35,000. It might even have been cheaper than $3,000. But the point is you buy and hold and you hope it appreciates in value. You have other people, and I would say these are kind of the more advanced people who get sealed product from distributors. This means new product. So, sports cards, the brand new Prism releases, the brand new National Treasures releases, all the high-end stuff. You get first access to it. But not only that, you get it at drastic discounts from market price. Distributors are basically known as wholesalers. So you have a group of advanced people that might be buying direct from a distributor and then holding to resell. So we have a lot of people who are sealed product investors. They literally just buy the product, they won't open it, and it'll be worth a lot more in 10 years. Okay, some will be worth $10 more, some will be worth $5,000 more. Just depends. Then there's also people who get sealed from distributors and then they piece the products out. For example, a local card store buys a box from a distributor for, let's say, $89. There's 10 packs in it and they sell each pack for $25. Right? You could be any one of those people, but these are 17 specific ways to make money with Pokemon and sports cards. And I'll go over some examples of each one. And in all of these cases, I know that they're working right now. I know that they are very profitable models. I know that they are really the way that everyone who's making any significant money is operating their businesses. They will fall under one of these 17 categories here. And really, they kind of all fall back under the big overall ideas of what kind of person are you going to be inside of the Pokemon sports card world? What kind of business are you going to run? Okay, so for example, the first one, live box breaking on YouTube, Facebook groups, Instagram, basically social media. This is where, and breaking just means opening, this is where you will say, okay, there are 10 packs in a box. Each pack costs $20. And maybe in some cases, there might be 10 different people that buy a piece of that box. They buy one pack each. And this would be similar to like going into a sports card store and buying a pack of cards, except you're doing this online. And the cool part is people who are part of the box break and people who are just fans of sports cards, they watch this. It's exciting. It's something to do online. It's something to do live with other people. And you don't have to wait for a card store to be open. You don't have to go and drive there. You don't have to find one. You could do it at pretty much 24/7. It's become incredibly popular, and it's also incredibly profitable because typically these box breakers are going to get their product from distributors where they're only paying that wholesale cost, and they're selling the individual pieces, right, the packs inside of the box for retail or even market value. So a lot of money to be made there. And this is where kind of a lot of content creators and people start building reputations online that do this very well, because this is a trust-based business. Literally, you're paying for cards that you're not touching until they're already opened, and then your cards will get sent. And liveboxbreaks.net is a pretty popular one. You'll find that there are some box breaks just on their own websites. There's a lot of box breaks on YouTube. There's a box breaks that fill up the spots on eBay. There's a lot of popular Facebook groups. I like this one, Real Breaks. One of the more popular box breaking groups on here. And you could literally just, every single day they have different boxes. For example, 2020 Top Stadium Club at 5 p.m., Panini at 5:30 p.m., a basketball mixer, which just means different boxes combined at 6 p.m. And there's different ways that box breaks work. For example, you could just get a pack. You can get all the cards of a team. A lot of creativity, a lot of different ways to make opening cards exciting, even if you're not at a card store or if you're not, ready to buy an entire box for yourself, which, like I said, has really rejuvenated the entire business. Some people don't like a box break. Some people do. Either way, it's a definite money-making strategy. The next way to make money online with sports and Pokemon cards, that would be buying collections and reselling the pieces individually. Basically selling cards, single cards, from the collections you buy. So you buy big collections, you buy big lots or resale lots, you go through all the cards, you sell the good ones, you make a profit. And this is the easiest way to get started in this business. And in my opinion, this is also the most fun way to make money in this business, because you get to see a lot of cards, you get to go through a lot of cards, and if you have good information in terms of knowing what sells, what doesn't, then you could always make sure you're making a good buy. And like I said, a really great way to get started. You're typically looking to pick up, 25, 50, 100, 500 cards at a time, and then piece them out individually, right? This works really well for sports cards. This works really well for Pokemon cards. It doesn't matter. The idea here is that when you buy a collection, it's going to be at a discounted per card rate, right? You're probably not going to be going through there and saying, okay, this card is $10 and this card is $20 and this card is $10, and then they're going to give you a total. It's going to be probably one price for the entire collection. And if you do a good job of finding good collections, then you'll be able to make a lot of money by getting product that you know you can move. The next three ways to make money all have to deal with graded cards. And basically, just real quick, graded cards or a card, once it gets graded, you send a card in to a grading company. They put it in a special case and they give it a 1 to 10 grade, 1 being pretty much terrible, 10 being perfect. And obviously, cards that are of higher grade are better and worth significantly more. So if you have a graded card and an ungraded card, the graded card could be worth 2, 3, 5, 10 times the value of the ungraded card. It really just depends on the grading condition and the score that you get. So buying collections and then grading to resell, this is the exact same idea of what I do in terms of buying and selling singles, except buying collections, taking out the really great cards that are in great condition, sending them to the grading company, and then reselling them once they're graded. Very easy way to make your inventory worth double, triple, 5x, 10x. All you need to do is just get the good cards graded. All right, it does take a little bit more time, and this is definitely something I do. I do a combination of both. I don't send a lot of cards out to be graded. I really only want the high value cards to get graded. But the idea here is, again, buying collections, taking out the things that are worth the most, selling them, but before selling them, getting them graded to increase the value. Okay, another alternative, and this still has to deal with grading, buying high-end ungraded cards and then grading them to resell. So the idea here is buying cards that are already amazing, right? Super popular cards, cards of very high value. Let's say, in the sports world, let's say a nice Patrick Mahomes rookie card, or in the Pokemon world, an original Charizard, a really good card already, but one that is not graded. Okay, and you just pay a fair market value for it. Let's say you pay $100 for it. Send it off to the grading company. If you get a PSA 10, right, a 10 out of 10, that card could be worth 10 times the ungraded value. So the idea here is that all you're doing is buying inventory, you're getting it graded, and your inventory is now worth a lot more. Okay, you're not dealing with collections or going through anything. You're just going right for the highest end cards, and you're trying to increase the value through grading. Okay, an even further strategy, this is definitely a more advanced strategy, is that you'll buy high-end graded cards already, right? So you'll go after incredible cards that are graded nicely, right? We're not really looking for 1s or 2s or 5s, but typically the idea here is that we're going to get a high-end graded card and we're going to do or try for a crossover grade. Crossover grade basically means we're sending a graded card to a different grading company and saying, hey, if this grade's higher, let's cross over. You could take it out of that case and put it in this case. Another strategy, it's a variation on buying collections, but in this case, a lot of people call them resell lots. So you're buying resell lots and then piecing them out. The main difference between buying collections and buying resell lots is that resell lots are typically sold by other collectors. So it's really interesting. There's kind of like a food chain in the sports and Pokemon card world where a lot of people can make money off of the same cards as it kind of goes up the food chain, from kind of just mixed in a collection to a resell lot to being a single, ungraded, then getting graded, and then flipped again. So again, a lot of money can be made off the same card, which means a lot of people can make money at the same time. So, this is basically buying lots from other people that are doing, some type of business in the sports card space. You're often finding this in, some of the kind of collector groups out there. They're called resell lots, and it's a really good opportunity. Okay, so the next 4 are all about working with a distributor. And a distributor is basically just a wholesaler, right? They're the people that actually get the product straight from the card manufacturer, straight from the actual brands, and then they distribute or they sell wholesale to different retailers, big box breakers, even sometimes big collectors if you know how to do it. And there's different processes for actually becoming a distributor. Each distributor has their own kind of registration, but the main thing is you need to be a registered business and you need to have a sales tax license. So jumping right into it, we're talking about buying direct from a distributor, so getting wholesale, and then breaking down the pieces and selling them individually. So this is where you would buy, let's say, something like a Champion's Path Elite Trainer Box, ETB, one of those really popular Pokemon special releases. You'd buy them from a distributor. So they're $50 in stores. Distributors get them for about $30, right? Because obviously a retail store needs to add on that profit margin. That's how they make money. But some people, instead of just reselling them as a sealed product, they'll actually go ahead and open up the products and sell the pieces individually. And that can be very profitable, especially at scale. Just as an example, again, going to the Pokemon example, you get a promo in there. The promo has been selling for $25. There's 10 packs in there. They sell for between $5 and $7. And there's a couple other items in there as well. If that costs the distributor or or if it costs from a distributor only $30 to $31, there's a lot of profit to be made. So these people will order 100, 500, 1,000, 5,000 pieces from a distributor, break them all down, and sell the pieces individually for a profit. Now, an alternative method, this is a long-term investment, and this is typically something that a collector would do or a long-term investor would do when they have access to a distributor. And again, it's not that hard. A lot of people that take this business very seriously have access to a distributor. So long-term investors, the idea here is they'll buy a product and they'll hold it for a long time. They'll literally buy new release product, Pokemon, sports, it doesn't matter, and they won't open it, they won't touch it, they'll put it in a Tupperware or in a storage facility or someplace, and they'll just let it appreciate in value. Incredibly simple, And this works even when you buy from retail, but think about it, distributors charge way less than retail. So if you're a long-term investor, your profit is just going to be significantly higher if you buy and hold direct from a distributor. Another alternative, working with a distributor, another way to make money, this is your typical kind of retail store or your local sports card hobby store. You buy from a distributor and then you sell the sealed product. So maybe you're selling sealed boxes or sealed elite trainer boxes or special edition boxes or just selling individual packs. This is how they do it in your local sports card store. They'll buy from a distributor and then they'll open up the product still sealed and they'll sell the individual packs, or they'll open up the case and they'll sell the individual boxes. A lot of money to be made there because they get the product for so cheap on that wholesale cost. The last option, if you are working direct from a distributor, some people will actually go ahead and buy as many as they can from a distributor. And distributors are, they run out of product very quickly. So you can't just order 10,000 boxes. Everyone would do that because there's so much money to be made. So when you work with a distributor, you try to order as much as you can. And in this business model, you open them as quickly as you can. So you buy the new releases, you rip open the packs ASAP, and you find those big hits and you sell the singles. So this is basically the idea of, instead of buying collections and selling singles, you're buying sealed product from distributors and you're opening them yourself and you're selling off the individual pieces, typically ungraded. And you want to move ASAP on this because prices are always the highest at the start of the release. Next on the list, arbitrage flipping from Walmart and Target. This is where you are buying sealed product from Walmart and Target, like boxes, blasters, those ETBs that I was mentioning with Pokemon. You're buying those, you're not opening them, and you're reselling them, right? A lot of people don't like people like this. A lot of people don't like the word flipper. You might have seen people kind of just standing and kind of loitering in the sports card aisle for a couple hours. They're literally just waiting for the stock person to come, because as soon as they restock the shelves, they're going to buy every single product that's on there. And whether you like flippers or not, it definitely speaks to the supply and demand for these products. So this is basically the same as working with a distributor, except your distributor is Walmart and Target. And instead of having a really nice case manager and nice website to use to work with the distributor, you have to go out there and drive from Walmart to Target and hope that you find these products. It's a definite hustle, not so much a repeatable business, but definitely a way that people make a significant amount of money. Especially, I'm talking about those Champions Path ETBs, or let's say even Mosaic football, which just came out recently. You could buy those for, let's say, $20, $50 at Target or Walmart, turn around and sell them for $45, $50, $90, $100, $115. So a lot of profit to be made just by basically walking into Walmart, buying the stuff that's on the shelves, and then flipping it to someone else. Next on the list, I put this in the category of rip and sell, meaning ripping packs and then selling what you get. This is the same idea as a big sports card store or a big online dealer opening up the new product and then selling the singles. This is what a lot of people will do right now. A lot of people will hustle this way in terms of wanting to go, especially they'll go to Walmart and Target and they'll find those new products, and instead of flipping them, they'll open them, right? And they'll try to get the newest products, and they'll go and look for the hottest players or the hottest Pokemon cards, the biggest hits, the chase cards. There was a Zion Williamson card that earlier came out that before anyone even pulled it, a buyer had offered $500,000 to anyone who pulled it, right? So there's always a massive chase. There's only one of those cards in the world. But, there's just a massive chase to kind of find those hit cards. And this is definitely, kind of arguably the most fun part of sports cards, opening the packs and trying to find that big card. So a lot of people will do this. The real big players are looking for the real big cards. They're absolutely going to get them graded. They're not just going to flip them without getting them graded, because new cards that come out of the pack, there should really be no excuse for them not to grade pretty highly. They might not always get a 10 out of 10, but they definitely should grade pretty highly. So the idea is that you find the hot releases, you know what to look for, you know what sets are hot, and it's very easy lately because literally every single set of, especially NBA and NFL, has been hot. Go ahead and look for look to hit those big cards, grade them ASAP, resell them ASAP. There's always a premium being paid for, kind of the first couple of graded cards from a specific release. So the idea is to move quickly, get what's hot, and then sell the singles. So 2 more strategies here, and these kind of go back to the idea of investing or having something held for the long term. And in the first one, the idea here is that we're going to be buying high-end graded cards with the kind of speculation that the card is going to increase in value. Or maybe it's a historic card, a very popular card. Maybe you think it's a player that's going to turn out to have a great career or be very valuable or very beloved, right? Something where you're making an investment based on information saying, I think that this is going to be worth more later. So buying high-end graded cards, of course, there's always a risk in an investment, but the risk is less for a graded card because it's easier to value those. Of course, you can't value if they're going to go up or down. You have no idea. You could speculate. But overall, graded cards retain value a bit more. So this is a little bit lower risk. Definitely a little bit lower return as well. Alternatively, the next strategy, buying high-end ungraded cards for the long term. You'd buy them ungraded. You'd then grade them. You'd hold them. And then you'd resell them, right? So the extra step here is that we're going to get ungraded cards and then grade them. The big advantage here is that obviously graded cards are, a lot more expensive. So if you wanted to kind of take a little bit bigger risk, you go and buy an ungraded card, you grade it, you really hope that you get a great grade. And of course, you examine the card, you look at the condition, you make your best guess as to what it's going to grade. And then you have an asset where, you didn't invest as much up front, but holds the same resale value at the end. So this is definitely kind of one of those big play type things. You need to go and look for a real great version of a great card, get it graded, and then you hold it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. Next on the list, being a grading submission middleman. And while I haven't done this personally, I have worked with some middlemen. And the idea here is that they're able to get incredibly discounted rates from the grading companies. They also provide a service of basically just saying, hey, just send me the card. I'll do the rest of the work in terms of getting it graded for you. So that's the value add. And you pay a flat rate to this grading submission middleman. They take care of all the grading, typically once a month. And they make money in a couple different ways. They'll make money in between the difference of the price that you pay for the grading to what they then pay, let's say, the PSA grading company for it. And they probably also get some affiliate cut or some commission from the grading company. So if you're coming from the internet marketing space, this is like the most kind of typical affiliate type offer or commission-based offer that you would typically see in internet marketing. The next one, I really like this one. I call it funding a really great hobby. This is the idea that you don't have to put in too much work to just do this for fun. If you don't want to turn this into a business, if you don't want to try to make significant money off that, it's totally great because you could also just kind of collect. If you like collecting, if you like buying sports cards, Pokemon cards, you could just use these kind of basic strategies of buying and selling and knowing where to buy and how to grade and all that stuff. And you could very easily fund your entire hobby. So you could, kind of relive those childhood memories, do this again, open up some packs and know that it's really not going to cost you any money out of pocket. Or you really should be able to recoup all, if not more, than what you pay out. Finally on this list, the I can find it for you guy. There's always an I can find it for you guy in every industry. This is basically, the guy or girl who knows everyone else, right? When you say, I want this very specific card, this guy or girl says, oh, I immediately know where to find that, right? And these people typically make money in terms of a couple percentage points on the overall sale. It's like a finder's fee. You're not going to be able to immediately open up your doors and say, hey, I want to be a middleman connector. But once you've been in this industry for a while, this is very common for higher fee transactions, higher ticket items. So just another way to make money. But so many different ways, so many kind of variations on the idea that you can make money with Pokemon and sports cards online pretty easily right now. So these are my real, actual results. And I love tracking the numbers. I built a little spreadsheet so I could have all my buys and expenses and sales and revenues so I could see the numbers at all times. That's just good business practice. But again, these are my exact results. And I've really tried everything. I've tried flipping sealed packs. I've tried buying collections and reselling. I've done resale lots and reselling. I've bought graded cards to flip. I've bought ungraded cards to flip. I've done short-term flips. I've done long-term plays to hold and invest a little bit and speculate. I've done buys from distributors. I've done sales on eBay, Mercari, local Facebook groups. I've even done live box breaks where people bought packs from a box. I opened it live on Facebook. I've really tried it all. And some things have worked really well. Other things have worked even better. And the best part is really nothing doesn't work because you're buying product inventory here. The prices are not going to just randomly drop. So worst case scenario, you might break even. You might lose a few dollars. Always great to experiment and really go after some of these different models of making money because you never know what is exactly going to work. But let me talk about some of the actual numbers, right? I bought $16,800 worth of sports and Pokemon cards, right? Almost $17,000 spent on Pokemon cards and sports cards. And this wasn't all at once. This was spread out over 6 months. I did some buying, I did some selling, I did both at the same time. So cash was always coming in. So it wasn't like I was just outlaying $17,000. In terms of sales, I brought back $22,400 in sales. Most of that was through Facebook groups, right? I've sold on other platforms as well, but Facebook has been really the best. A lot of people all in one spot that love either Pokemon or sports cards. There's groups for both. And I like doing claim sales in there. You get the inventory moving really quickly. And that's a big thing for my personal strategy. I want to make a lot of buys and I want to make a lot of sells very quickly. I want to do the volume game. I want to make money in volume. So cash profit, right? Just flipping. Cash in my pocket, $5,600 profit. But you're saying, okay, well, you know, the video says $41,000. Well, I literally found a $35,000 side effect. And if I really wanted to just be flashy, I could say, okay, I made $41,000 in cash. I could sell off all my inventory. But I'm playing the long game a little bit in terms of some of these purchases. And really the side effect is kind of more just another line in the revenue here, right? So we have inventory that we bought, we have profit that we sold, or inventory that we sold. In between that, there's a lot of different cards that I decided to keep. A lot of cards that I bought just strictly for investment. You see them on the spreadsheet. Parts of collections that I buy where I'll piece out all the different cards and say, okay, these ones are worth keeping because A, I'm a collector. I like doing it in general. And B, I have a kind of a long-term positive hypothesis or speculation for the cards that I'm keeping, thinking that they're going to be worth more over time. So total assets, $5,600 in cash profit, right? Profit, cash money in my hands. Plus I have over $35,000 of high value cards stored away literally in a bank safe, ready to go if I wanted to sell them, if I wanted to flip them, or if I wanted to continue holding them and have them appreciate in value. That's $41,000 in profit that I made just by flipping Pokemon and sports cards over the past 6 months. So real quick, just to clarify, this $35,000, I call it a side effect, but really otherwise it would have been profit for anyone else that just wanted to flip the cards, right? My overall goal, I wanted to use the different models and just be opportunistic, right? Make money with any different strategy. And then really what I focused on was buying collections. And I found that the profit margin was so great that I could actually hold back some of the cards and not resell them. So when I go ahead and make buys, I'd go and take the high value cards out. For example, I've accumulated a nice amount of Joe Montana rookie cards. I've accumulated a nice amount of Charizard base set hollows, right? It's because I identified those as high value cards, ones that I think are going to go up in value. And of course I could flip them and make money, right? That's that $35,000 in value. I could flip that right now, but I actually think it's going to be worth more later on. So I removed those cards from the flip. I'd also definitely pay attention to those high value cards, and when I can get a good deal on them, I definitely buy and hold those. And those are accounted for in the spreadsheet as well, right? That's still including the $5,600 in cash profit. But on top of that, I've kept all of these cards. One of the best parts about this business, you could do this all without any cash out of pocket. All you need to do is just put your purchases on a credit card and then pay off the bill within 30 days. And make sure you use a rewards credit card so you can make even more profit. You either get airline miles or some cash back. And if you don't have a credit card, it's totally okay. You just start a little bit smaller with smaller purchases. Sales channels you're going to use: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, eBay, Mercari. These are all free to use. eBay and Mercari have sales fees, but that's only after you make the sale. In terms of collecting your payments, you're going to use PayPal, Venmo, and there are no ongoing costs. There's no monthly costs, so it's very cheap to run and operate this business. So what do you need to get started? It's incredibly easy. You probably have a lot of these already. You need a Facebook account, Instagram account, YouTube account. You want to sign up for eBay, PayPal, Venmo. This is all free, by the way. There's some great free research tools out there in terms of pricing, like 130point.com/sales. You could check eBay completed listings. You want to use Google spreadsheets for tracking like I use. And then you want to just have an iPhone or a good mobile phone camera because you need to take pictures of the cards that you're selling. And then you just simply need to have the ability to go ship items, go to a post office, or purchase a Dymo 4XL, which I really love, and just print your postage from home. So the next steps, well, you could go ahead and do it on your own. You can try this business out. Or you can follow my step-by-step video training course where I show you exactly how I make money in this business. I walk you through step-by-step all of the 17 different money-making business models that I use. I show you examples, I show you case studies, I show you where and how to buy the cards for each and every one of the different models. I'm going to show you the step-by-step strategy that I've personally used to make money. So you're going to get all the different 17 business models. You're going to know how and where to buy cards, how and where to efficiently sell cards. You're going to know what prices to pay, what prices you should charge, and all of this information is going to help you become a master buyer and seller, and you're going to be able to flip any type of collection, any type of purchase you're going to be able to make money on. All you need to do is just follow my step-by-step course. And I have a bunch of students running these exact strategies right now. I have a bunch of student success stories, people that have had no experience buying and selling Pokemon or sports cards, come into this business, followed my 17 different business strategies, business models for making money in this space, and have profited. You see this case study from Tom R. out of New Jersey. Says, using Justin's program, I was able to make over $6,000 selling Pokemon cards I bought through collections and auctions. So he is a flipper of collections. He goes ahead and sells singles. He grades some cards as well using the strategies there. And I got to work pretty closely with him through my coaching program. You have Charlie out in California. Says, I've always wanted to make money with collectibles, but I wasn't really sure how the big guys do it. Justin's course doesn't waste any time. It is clear and easy to follow from the start. He goes on to say, I didn't even know Pokemon and sports cards were still a thing. So he was completely out of this industry. He used to collect cards as a kid, followed the business models that I taught him here. Now he's profiting, buying and selling, and having a lot of fun doing it, as well as it kind of got him back into the industry or back into the hobby. So you could sign up. You could learn my exact step-by-step strategies. I got a great price webinar special right now. You see the link on your screen. You could sign up and get immediate access. You'll be able to jump into all the different lessons, and I'll go over the course outline in a second, but it's just a one-time fee, a one-time payment. It's a special deal right now. Since you're watching this webinar, you're going to be one of the first people to watch or to be able to jump in. Like I said, immediate access right now for a one-time fee. You see the link on the screen, but I want to go over the actual outline of the course, and there are 9 different videos that you're going to get in here. They're varying lengths. You're going to be able to watch them anytime, anywhere. You have lifetime access. You can watch on your phone. You can watch on your laptop. It doesn't matter. You'll be able to watch it anywhere. You get a little members area that you log into. And inside of those, inside of that members area, you're going to get the 9 video training courses. Number 1 is going to be the introduction to the business. I'm going to make sure that you know everything that you need to know about the business, the background of the business, how it works, who are the big players, who are the big brands. You'll learn that all in the introduction. Number 2, I'm going to talk about the glossary. There's a lot of different terms, right? I'll give you definitions for some of the abbreviations and terms that you'll come across. I'll teach you Cards 101, just kind of the basics about how people are making money in the business. Number 3, I'll talk about where this all happens, right? Where you're going to be buying, where you're going to be selling. It's all going to be virtual, so you'll never have to leave your house. And then I'll talk about a unique opportunity with graded cards. Graded cards definitely, plays into the strategy a lot. I'm going to teach you exactly why graded cards work so well, why they make cards worth so much more. Then this will be a very long video, all of these 17 business models going step by step, showing you exactly how it works, exactly my strategies, and I'm going to break it down for each of the 17 business models. I'll give you step by step to follow so you could replicate exactly what I do. You can pick and choose, or you could run all 17 business models at the same time. They all work and they're all super profitable, and they all help me generate that $41,000 profit. I'm going to be showing you all of that step by step over the shoulder. Then I'll be talking about where to find the best buys, like where are you going to buy the inventory, where are you going to buy the collections, how are you going to work with distributors, all that great stuff. I'll teach you that in that lesson. Then I'm going to talk about how to price things, right? How to price cards individually, how to price cards as a collection, how to understand what offers to make, how to understand what prices to charge when selling, how much money graded cards can increase your value, all that great stuff. I'll teach you that. It's all about pricing. Then I'll talk about how and where to sell. Right, where are you going to sell this inventory? How are you going to sell it? Where specifically? I mentioned Facebook, eBay, Mercari. I'll give you the strategies. I'll give you the exact places. I'll give you some of the most popular groups in terms of that. And I'll show you my successful sales so you could see exactly how I do it. And then you could just simply copy that. Then I'm going to talk about ongoing operations, running the business, scaling the business, and kind of turning this into something that becomes a consistent stream of revenue. So that is the video course outline. All of these videos are all about training you on exactly what I do and exactly how I built this into a really nice business. And again, you get a webinar special price right here. You see the link on your screen. This is a limited time offer and a limited or exclusive link because you're watching this webinar. And I really hope I did a good job to not only kind of teach you a little bit about the business, but really to excite you and to kind of show you the opportunity, right? This is a really interesting time to get into the business because, like I said, from top to bottom, distributors, wholesalers, everyone is making money in this business and they're having a great time doing it. So again, take a look at the link. You see my cat walk by the screen. Take a look at the link on the screen right there, you get a special webinar price. You're going to learn it all step by step inside of my course, just a one-time fee. And again, you see the link on the screen and directly below this video. But I want to leave you with this. Okay, take a look at this. This is the LeBron James $1.8 million sale, right? This broke records. This happened a few months ago, and this was a record-breaking sale at auction, and it got a lot of coverage. You see on TMZ, it says LeBron James rookie card fetches $1.8 million at auction. ESPN, they tweeted something about it, or I'm sorry, it was on Instagram. They posted on Instagram, and ESPN talked about it, SportsCenter talked about it, and I'll leave you with this point right here. LeBron James, the official LeBron James account, came from LeBron himself, says, guess who else had a couple of these exact same ones, right? LeBron is an investor in his own cards, right? And if LeBron knows that there's value in it, then you know it's a good business move. So take a look at my course. I know you're going to love it. It's a one-time fee. You see the link directly below this video. And I really hope this business model helps you make some money online. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you real soon.